This video will explain how the new exam versioning feature on Synap works. Before we jump into using a new version, there's a couple of things to point out. Firstly, some settings can now be changed without creating a new version. For example, security settings. So we can set the exam to be locked, and that means that all unstarted attempts will be locked by default just by selecting this and then hitting save. Secondly, depending on your reason for wanting to create a new version, you may find it necessary to cancel the existing one immediately. For example, if there's a severe mistake on the original version and you don't want anyone to take the original version, you can click cancel here. And as you can see by that instruction, it will revoke any non-started attempt and it will stop new attempts being generated. If the reason for versioning is not a severe mistake being made, if it's just a small typo, or if it's for conducting A/B testing, for example, then you can leave the original version as it is. Anyone who has had an attempt generated under that version can continue with taking that attempt. And all you need to do is click the new version button here. So while that's generating, just to point out that while this version is in draft, the original version will be unaffected. Any attempts under that original version will also be unaffected. Now we are looking at the new draft version, as is indicated by this button here. We can go and we can edit any required settings. So for example, we want to disable right-click on this exam. So we select that setting and save. When creating a new version, you will always need to pick a new schedule. So we'll go to the schedule page, we'll make this new version of the exam indefinite, and then we can save that setting. Once you've made all the changes that you need to, you can click go to publish to be taken straight to the version management page. When you go to that page, you will see a changelog, which will indicate all the settings which are different between the original version or the previous version and this new draft version. So in this instance, it's just the schedule and it's just the fact that disable right click has been applied. We can also look at all the settings for this new version by clicking on the show changed fields only toggle, and that will show us all of the settings, even the ones that are the same as the previous version. Once you're happy with all the settings, you can go to publish and click publish exam. Once the second version or the new version has been published, any new attempts in this exam will be issued under version 2 rather than version 1. So you can see version 1 is now closed and version 2 is now active. So if we go to attempt management, we can see that all the users currently in the group have had their attempt issued under version 1, and they can continue with that version with no issue. If we add a new user to this group and refresh the page, they will have had an attempt generated under version 2, and we can see that 1 by the fact that there's a number 2 in the version column, and 2 by the fact that it's locked, which was a setting on the new version. Similarly, if we were to create a new version for someone who's already in the group and has an attempt under version 1 by clicking generate new attempt, then that new attempt will be generated under version 2. So if you have got a situation where you needed to cancel the original exam, all you would need to do to generate new attempts for the users who are already in the group would be to select all of the users and click generate new attempt. And then all of those users would have a new attempt generated under version 2.